All right, hey there, everybody. Welcome to Quarantine Cup 66. Ooh. I'm playing here in the playoffs against Fire on Ice. We didn't get a huge number of people this week, at all by any stretch, but here we are. On the other side of the bracket is Bitter Worm Coil and S Sounder. So, immediately, of course, we're looking at Cathedral probably on the opening, but I want to look at what the Druid has. Nothing. Well, okay, Village Green makes the Winds gift pretty appealing. And also Storeroom Village Green stuff. There's a fair amount of Draw to X style payload here that is available, so it certainly seems pretty possible to want to go that direction. You do have to figure out a way to hit 5 once, I guess. I haven't put in a silver equivalent. So that is a little bit of an issue. Gotta think about that. Yeah, you need one silver equivalent, so it could either be a... Whoa. Either be a... I mean, you could get a gold. Or just a silver. You're only need the library once. It's not a huge deal. Is either a Storm Flagbearer here or like... It's kind of a nice point to trigger the shuffle. I'm not sure if this is the play, but... Most likely they take the Flagbearer back, or the flag back. Well, it depends. If they don't have their Devil's Workshop, it's a little harder. They did have it, so they do just get it back. Can buy a 5 on this next board or next point regardless. This is what I'm gonna want to do. I have a Storm already. What else does Druid offer besides the +2 cards? This is okay. Ooh, I didn't remember that it was actually a storm down in here. This is really bad. I kind of totally blew this turn. That was a pretty big mistake. Take another Flagbearer, and here we can get the right. Anyway, not my greatest moment ever. So we'll make it. Get a library here. Get another village green, or they ought to. We'll try to draw, I guess, the village green. Okay, we were very lucky. just keep everything. Playing Flag Bearer and Storm are the same. I mean, we get another buy, we're not going to use it, so it doesn't especially matter. I'll take another library, though it's very possible that the play was to get a village green. Two village greens, I mean. It's a bit sad that they've got the Flag Bearer and I don't, but or the flag. I definitely made some poor choices. I could have just got silvers rather than Flag Bearers. They're not like necessarily getting ahead of me in any sense right now, but I definitely didn't take advantage of my first player. I pretty much blew it as far as that's concerned. Let's do a druid here. Let's try and get a bigger hand for the storeroom. Let's try and get to the village green. I guess you can also, oh yeah, you can also discard the village green with library. Okay, well that was misplayed on my part, but I mean, we're just gonna draw everything here. Yeah, that was a bit of a misplay. We could have got bigger hand before. We just get like another dollar maybe is all. It wasn't a huge deal. I don't know if there's any real appeal to getting additional druids. Or like a rogue potentially could do something. Certainly a world where rogue has some benefits. This is obviously gonna cut into our terminal plays since we didn't get any of the draw stuff or the discard stuff into hand here. But so be it. Getting the 3 actually, getting the other dollar might have been good to go 3, 4, 5. Like a storm was probably worth it. So that was probably a pretty big mistake on my part last turn. Fortunately, they only have 2 buys, so that's less scary. I don't know. Did I have a? I mean, there's a point where I can consider. I don't know. I probably had a Flag Bearer in hand last turn. No, I actually didn't. Well, I haven't actually had it. well, maybe earlier on, but probably at the points where I wanted to do it, I haven't actually had not a huge fan of the province, to be honest. Um, um, okay. We could get a gold. I don't know if that's really worth it. Could get a gold. We could see the rogue's not gonna gain anything. I didn't get a rogue also, which I don't love. 1, 2, 3. So we can. The gold has some appeal. Maybe we get it in a second. We could gain a silver here. Not really different than just playing the rogue and the 2 flag bearers, other than that we'd have a silver. Well, we do need the buy, don't we? Probably. How much money are we gonna have? 7, 9, 15. So like ideally we're going like province, village grain storeroom. So we can take the silver. Okay, that was not the trash we particularly wanted, but not the end of the world either. Would be cool to have an imp in this hand with the storeroom, but oh, they go nowhere. They dud it. Okay, that's huge. Okay, well. Try and get a little, well, we're going to get pretty far here regardless. Still not to the library, but so be it. Well, 2 of these are libraries, so well, this is unfortunate, but not as unfortunate as what happened to them, so be thankful for that. If we find the library here, we get a ton of money. We didn't, so we simply don't. We don't even really want the Devil's Workshop all that much. But that's fine. Okay, we have 14, which isn't great. Something. Gonna take another village green here, though there's something to be said for like thinking about a library. Maybe it should be a library. I mean, I'm getting 2 imps, which is why I'm sort of favoring the village greens in this instance. I'm trying to think if I want to stay. I guess it's not really that. We're not really at that point. So this is like, well, okay, we're going to see quite a few cards. Guaranteed at least 4. So that's a pretty big search space to find village green. It would have been cool if we could have gotten like I don't know. We got a live bear in hand. That probably would have been pretty nice. But oh well. So we're going to trash the Devil's Workshop, probably end up regaining it. I don't know if everyone, I mean, the decks can double, but it takes a pretty specific sequence. Get there. So, I mean, I guess they probably have it this turn. I'm pretty confused. They tossed a lot of stuff there. But I don't know exactly what's in hand. Do they have 3 storms? Wait. Maybe they don't have more village greens in this. You're gonna go Province Duchy? I will go like Province Duchy if I can't double. Hard for them to double unless they get more village green. I probably have to go Province Duchy regardless. Well, I guess I could go Province Duchy Annex. Or if we do double, I mean, we could do double Province and Annex. So they're not even getting any green, which is, I think, gonna make it pretty rough for them. But I'll play this. Keep that. Skip and skip. Skip. Let's get more. Alright, we'll keep this. Okay. So we can go imp into storeroom. The problem if we try to, this will just, there's like a village green. I don't know how village green exactly works on the reshuffle stuff. There's something weird that can happen. Maybe even been totally feasible. I don't know. Fine. We could set up next turn. We could do a next turn one. If we can double here regardless, then that seems worth doing. We're gonna have a bunch of imps. The game is frozen. I don't know if my internet dropped or what. Doesn't appear to be that. But my game sure is frozen. Alright, reload. Alright, back in, maybe. Try and try. Okay. Oh, there's a village green in the trash? I'll take that. When did a village green go in the trash? Do they actually have to do that? I'm confused. Anyway, we're at 15. Should I go for another storeroom? And not get another imp? Can they triple? Like any world where they triple? I don't believe so. Even doubling is pretty tough. So on my turn, if I double and get a duchy, then it's just gonna be out of range. I mean, even if I double, out of range. I mean, these decks can hold green tolerably well, but we would really need another library. I don't think they can triple right. They added a library, but well, if they triple, more power to them, I guess. But I think they're already out of range for that. I don't think it's possible. So we'll see what they do exactly. I thought that the no scoring village library looked really weird. I mean, maybe they felt like they had to, but it makes it just like if I double, it just makes it really easy for me to chart a victor here. I mean, they can get $7 off a storeroom, and they can get $7 off another storeroom. I don't know. Maybe they can get 3. If they get 3, if they have money to get 3, then I was just sort of an idiot to not have taken duchy. So if they have 4 buys, they could have done the duchy as well. So that wouldn't matter. I couldn't have gotten 2 duchies, so maybe they have it. Well, no, this is only $5 max. I wonder if you don't activate that. And then they have, yeah, since this is only 5, then they have 1 flag bearer and like some coppers maybe, but not like a gold or anything that they would need. So they can't. I don't even know if they have 20, because you'd probably ideally, okay, they do have 20. You probably actually want to just like, what do they take? I mean, they can go province, duchy, but that's hard. I mean, this is still tough, right? It's not. Province duchy for me is still like really difficult. I could have gone. I guess I could have zoomed a little bit with the storm, drawn a little bit. What do I keep here? I guess I just like skip anything that's not a storeroom or a library. We need to get to the library. We can keep imps a little bit. They can make the storeroom have a really big hand. But we should skip the village greens and then all right. So I don't know who won between Iris or S Sounder. I'm just gonna assume whoever joined, or not between Iris, between S Sounder and Bitter Wormcoil. I'm just gonna assume whoever or is there some sort of table bug? I cannot type. All right, here we are in the finals against Bitter Wormcoil. I don't know. Maybe I played them once. Don't really recall. I think I've seen them in Quarantine Cups before. I just don't remember if I played them. Okay, this is a pretty draw limited board. Which makes it kind of annoying. Play. Extremely draw limited, really. You can print settlers. You can get, it's like there's not really great ways to like say fuel scrap. Which even then that's rarely draw. Take something kind of special. Like fortress or, but the so this almost like you just for sure doing like money. It's just a question of how you open. Because you can open with scrap, or you can just try to go to butcher faster. Like, you can do shanty scrap is not horrible. Kind of with the intention of tossing one of killing the shanty town maybe later to the scrap. I don't think Prince is very, very rarely worth it. I don't think it is here. Prince is so bad. It's unfortunate. It's a cool card. It's a neat card, but it's just unviable most of the time. So I'm gonna do Shantytown Scrap. There's sort of a reasonably good high roll off of it, and there's like a nightmare draw, but it's pretty unlikely. And here I'm just gonna take I probably should play to a not. There's changeling stuff. I don't know that it really does all that much for you. Get the good draw here. I guess it would have been nice to trigger to push and trigger. If they get a butcher here, they're in pretty good shape for their opening. So then they're pretty over terminaled, actually. It's a little harder. I would still have probably bought a butcher, but it is a little bit of a hard sell there. I'm really willing to kind of just axe the shantytown more or less as soon as there's a trash for benefit thing to do with it. I could go for, well, there's a few things I could go for here. There's something to be said for greening quickly here, since Desperation and Butcher both are going to let you kind of close out if you have a points lead. I didn't even know what they chose with the scrap there. But whatever. I don't know what undo I just granted. If they had drawn and seen cards or what happened. I doubt it, but I don't know what they would happen. I really don't get the changeling, like he just, what are you changeling for? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So there are some scary draws here. I can play it sort of exceptionally safe. Or I can play a little bit. There's a mixture of things that are, I guess there's a couple different ways to play it safe. And maybe only one most likely way to play it dangerously. I guess okay, well, that worked out in my favor pretty noticeably. I think I will get a second butcher. This is going to be a really excellent shuffle to trigger, particularly if we do find one of the butchers in the shuffle. If we don't, not so much. Okay, so now it's the opposite of a really nice shuffle. That's really sad. Well, frog helps. Frog helps considerably, actually. So I think it could have been a very, very good shuffle, though. There's a world where we hit the scrapper butcher on the estate there, and then just have just a really nice deck. Can't decide. Well, we're not going to trigger, so let's go ahead and frog 2, I guess. Is, not ideal, but not horrible. Probably should have butchered. Actually, probably instead of frogging the scrap, I should have butchered the scrap before the shuffle. That was a misplay on my part, but it's okay. Yeah, that would have made it would have been better to get a silver into the shuffle. So they're going for more complicated stuff. I don't know that it's going to really pan out. Certainly hope that it doesn't pan out. I'm just going to start greening now. We are going to get to play shanty, make it miss the shuffle and the estate, which is pretty good for me. It seems so hard to make this run, whatever they're doing, but maybe it'll really work. They're getting settlers now, which just look pretty bad to me. Depending on the reshuffle, state of the reshuffle, there'll be times where they get a nice shanty here though, but they don't find any butchers, so then they're gonna have a bunch of butchers. Wow, that was a really unfortunate draw. They have like 3 butchers in these cards. That's quite unfortunate for Bitter Wormcoil. Yeah, so depending on where the provinces are exactly, there's something to be said for desperationing even before the final reshuffle. Yeah, so they've got like 3 butchers here. They may butcher one. You probably want to butcher one of the butchers. They do have enough to get a province out of it. Then they don't really have money here for settlers. Not clear to me here exactly how to play this one. Whether it's worth it for me to lower or just wait, see what's going on. We could buy a duchy, wouldn't be as much of a commitment. In theory, they have a lot fewer coffers now. I was going to say that in theory, they have better threat just because they have more of an kind of an engine situation, but I don't know that it actually runs anything. So then they're just way down on points. So like here, we don't need to do anything but just buy province and just be up by all these by 9 points, and then going into the end with 5 coffers is really nice. They do get, they get 1 draw with the sellers. I think it's just too complicated what they're doing. I don't think it actually runs ever. If they province, it's just game. So that's kind of the problem they're always going to be in. And actually, I should just go ahead and double anyway. Just not going to be catchable. I mean, I could wait. I mean, if I buy another I should think about it. I score 11 points here. I'd be up to 7, down to 4, 3, 4, 5, 3. I'd be down to 1 coffer. There wouldn't be a lot of provinces left. If I go to 28, they're a world where they can double and get duchy. Surely not. We can just wait a turn. I guess they don't have to double and get touchy. They just have to double and get a state. But either way, like, what is... Maybe should have done desperation there, but this still ends the game this turn. Interesting game. Thanks everyone who listened in and everyone who came out and played. Sure appreciate it. And I hope you had fun, and I'll catch you all later.